Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stylecast Jackson Hole Show. It is your guide to stylish living in the Mountain West. I'm your host, Greta Eagan, and we have an amazing show lined up for you today. We visit Kendra Kolb Butler at Alpyn Beauty HQ here in Wilson, Wyoming. We have a candid chat about the beauty biz, and we get her skincare routine as well as her #1 beauty secret. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And of course, we're going to give you your Stylecast for the summer season, the first of the summer season for June, outfit inspiration on what to wear when it's swinging from literally 70s and 80s in the day and down to 40s and 50s in the evening. So you'll want to check that out. But first, let me introduce our fabulous guests. We have Andi Dornan from Penny Lane. Thank you, Andi, for being here. And Meag Murtagh Vullo, who is the content creator behind Meag Out West. And an amazing realtor here in town, too, at Sotheby's. Thank you for being here.
So fun.
Yeah, well, our viewers don't know, but we did shoot once before. So now we're very comfortable here. We're doing a round 2, which I actually love because it does really breed a level of comfort. I've known you ladies for a while, but it's fun to be chatting again. Yeah. And of course, we have to start with what we're wearing. Let's start with you, Andi. What are you wearing?
Oh, great. I have put on a little linen print set. I'm kind of feeling like the summer energy. I like the natural colors. And I love a set. I feel like they're so easy. You got a top, you have a bottom, they match, just like throw on and go. I added a cute clog for summer. These are really comfortable. All of this can be found at my store. It's easy. It's breezy. And you can break these pieces apart too and do, a denim short I think would be cute with a tie top, the skirt with maybe just a, even like a little cream or white sweater. Great.
Yeah, I love what did they call it? A cohort or a cohort?
Oh, cohort?
Yeah, I think it's cohort.
Cohort.
Maybe that's what they're calling it, which is
no,
a
I
set
don't know.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
I'm
so
very
versatile.
into sets right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's great.
Because the thing is, you look so polished and you don't have to do anything.
No.
You don't have to think about it. And then, like you say, you get 2 different pieces that you can play with in your wardrobe.
Totally.
More looks.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should mention that Penny Lane is a women's boutique here in Jackson. So for people who don't know, it's an amazing women's boutique here in Jackson. You have just the influx of stuff that comes in is so seasonal. Like if you're ever feeling like, I want something cute to wear to such and such thing, like Penny Lane, it's a go-to.
Yeah, I like that people can just like pop in there for something like day of or like an event or
100%.
A special occasion, or you can just build on your own staples.
Totally. Yeah. And you have the little like Penny Lane kids. What do you call it?
Mini penny.
That is the
mini
best.
penny.
The mini
penny.
I know. We're shopping that.
Oh my God, it's so good.
We love a mini penny.
It's my favorite for baby gifts.
Me too. Same. I just did a little gift from there, a little dress.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel like it's the most fun to curate.
Oh,
little
good for
kids.
you.
Everything's cute or smaller.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And Meg, tell us about your outfit.
I am wearing a linen dress from Alex Mill, who I love. I love their natural materials. And then Frida Salvador ballet flats. Really into ballet flats this season. And then I wanted to note these were my grandmother's old earrings, and they were clip-ons, and I took them to JC Jewelers and had them turn them into regular earrings.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I did not know you could do that, but of
brilliant.
course you could. Yeah.
I mean, it was they just put a stud in the back and. Yeah,
so smart.
It was great. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And is this linen too, or it's more
Yes,
like
this
a
is
cotton?
linen.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah,
Love it.
It's just double linen.
Look at us in our linens.
I know.
Well,
Summertime,
it's
baby.
the time.
That's right. Well, I'm not wearing linen, but I guess I'm wearing a cotton trouser. These I just got from COS, which we were saying earlier.
Can you stand up and show these pants? Because they're pretty,
They are
pretty
nice.
adorable.
Yeah.
I will show them off.
Yeah.
They've got that whole like, angle and then the tie.
Yes.
And a little bit of, I guess, what you call like a mid-rise.
Yes, they're very chic.
Thank you. Yeah. So I've been wanting to buy something from this brand COS because everyone loves it online, especially. I feel like I hear about it a lot. And yes, this is my first piece. And then this is a YSL tank. And these were my new splurge, and I got to take them off for a minute. This is these little Valentino heels. I just got these. We were in New York and we went to the temps store. Have you guys heard about this? The temps store from Paris came to New York, and it's in like the old bank building. It's
very cool.
Amazing. Like
Cool.
it's stunning. And these were my little like, a memento to remember.
Yeah, every girl needs something to remember. It's a souvenir.
It's a souvenir.
A fashion souvenir.
Exactly. You get it.
I do.
I love the block heel for summer, though.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, we'll get to it later, but I do think a heel like that not too high, so versatile, goes with everything, and you can actually wear it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of summer, I wanted to hear, are you guys like stay put in the summer, or do you have some summer travel plans?
We have a lot of family coming, and I feel like living in Jackson Hole, you have so many guests in the summer. So I feel like we literally have someone all of July here. And then we're actually taking our daughter to Ireland in August, which I'm very excited for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Because you got married in Ireland.
Yes.
And you going to the same place, or?
Well, we're going to fly into Dublin, and then we're going to go to the West Coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that the time to go? Like,
yes.
It's summertime is the best time.
Yeah, and it stays light forever, and it's gorgeous. So, I'm sure we'll have rain because we're going to the West Coast, part of the days. But, yeah, we're going to just stay in a castle, and we're going to explore as much as we can with the toddler. But
that's so fun.
Oh, amazing. And have you done an international trip with a toddler yet?
No. So if you have any tips.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Okay, we got to talk about like travel tips, especially with kids.
Yes.
You're like the experienced one.
I want to know how do you fight jet lag?
You know what I would say about jet lag is kids are way more resilient to jet lag than we are. I found we took Archie to Italy over Christmas and he didn't struggle a bit. And I feel like slept on the plane. I mean, I helped that out a little bit. I could give him like a little bit of kitty melatonin. Not all night, but he slept, he slept off and on. They're just more resilient. Yeah. Their bodies don't break down like ours.
And they're growing.
They have
they're
like
sleeping a lot
the fountain of youth on their side. I'm not traveling internationally or anything this summer, but I think like the biggest trick with traveling with kids is to like be like Mary Poppins and have just like an endless bag of tricks. Yeah. Like you pretty much, I think I even brought like Archie's little bag here. Where is it? Whoopsie. Here. So I like usually pack him his own little backpack. Yeah. And then in it, there are just a whole slew. So you just give it like every 30 minutes, you like pull out something new, and it's like novels. So we love the magnetic bingos. Love it. Love these. We love wiki sticks. Do you know about these?
No.
They're kind of like
we need to know.
Wiki sticks. You just do. It's a mess in here because we were traveling, but they're all these like little sticks, and you can make little figures with them. You can do whatever you want with them. They're very versatile. All the classic things. Oh yeah, painting, that kind of thing. But it has to be endless.
Yeah. Wow.
Like there just has to.
And
be
does it last about a half hour? Like the attention span? Like
I feel like.
Anytime you can get it is a blessing.
It's so true.
20 minutes to a half hour, maybe. Yeah. And then, there's always the movie option. Yeah. Which happens, especially on an international flight.
I'm like, you want Doritos? Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a free-for-all.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. So do you have any travel plans?
I'm just going to Denver to visit my mom and my sister. But I did just get back from going to Amangiri. Yes. Which was like, like on the bucket list. And I would totally recommend it.
Is it the same size as this Amangani, like same amount of rooms?
I think it has like 36 rooms.
Okay, yeah, it's on par.
Yeah, it has 2 pools because it has like the main lodge, and it really is a lodge. Like I actually think you could go there. It's kind of not the right season to be talking about going to Amangiri because it's going to be hot. Like it was already hot now. But some people like that. And you get your activities out, done in the morning. But then Lake Powell is right there. So you can go on the lake and do a lake day, which is really cool. And then they have this other lodge part that's called Camp Sarita, I think, or Sarika. And it has its own little pool too. So you kind of can like go between the two. Great. And I did like a hike between the two in the morning and it was fun. Yeah. But it is well, like I literally just stood there or sat there and just watched these mountains and the clouds like rolling past them. It was amazing.
Did you were you with the family?
Just with Josh, with my husband. It was his birthday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, bucket list, we always wanted to go. But I do think you could go when it's cold because it does have this really cool lodge feel. So it's almost like reminded me of going somewhere like Patagonia or something where like the landscape is so extreme that just being in a beautiful place where the windows allow you to see outside, you get so much from that. Like you don't actually need like a lot of activities or anything. Yeah. I can't explain it other than you're just like your jaw drops. Yeah.
I
It's
love
so
It
pretty.
looks so peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for your bag of tricks.
That's my travel aid.
And are you going to be doing a trip this summer, or you just have
Not
people
really. We'll
visiting?
do some regional travel. I think we'll probably go camping.
Oh yeah.
And my mom's coming. We have grandma's coming to town, and but no, we kind of save our big travel for off seasons.
Well, you're so
And-
busy too with the store.
Yeah, the summer. Yeah, the summer's like
It's hard to leave here
it's all. Yeah,
in the summer.
I love it here in the summer.
It
Part of me
is.
doesn't want to leave here in the
I mean,
summer.
the truth is, I feel like you you tough it out all
Yes.
year for the summer.
Totally. Yeah.
Every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna soak it up around here. I would
Yeah.
like to do some more fun things. We've been talking about going to Du Bois,
Mm.
for
Yeah,
like a little
They do
staycation.
a weekly. I don't know if they still do it, but they do a weekly dance or what's a line dance in the streets.
Come
In
on.
Du Bois?
It's like every Tuesday night.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
like a little
Stop it.
parade.
Oh,
line
so
dance.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
always wanted
I'm
to
gonna
do
look
that.
into that.
You're
We should
totally
go.
going.
Yeah. Stop it. Sounds so fun. Yeah, anyway. No,
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah. Nope. I feel you on that. Well, now we're into the next segment of just talking about things new and noteworthy, what you're loving now, maybe a podcast, a book, an online course, a product, like anything you're just into and you want to share with the world. Now's
Okay.
the moment.
Did we? What did I do with
I think it's
Go
here.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Yes,
hand it to
it
you.
is.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I have joined the beef tallow train.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
You guys
Yeah.
experienced?
I have
Yes.
not, but I seen the train
This
coming.
one is just from Colorado, but I have noticed a huge difference, and it's so protective for your skin and really hydrating. And I like to do that before I do my Alpyn Beauty skin routine.
Wait, you're
So
using it
add
on your face too.
I was
Oh,
just
see,
gonna
'cause
say that because
I-
there's so many uses.
I
Yeah.
don't use it on my face. I will use it on my body, but my skin is so sensitive. But like you're
But I think this would help because this
Okay,
is like
tell
if
me
you
more.
have like irritation on your skin. So basically, what I know is beef tallow mimics our natural oils in our skin. And it will like match your pH levels, and so you can put it on to moisturize but also protect. So I like to
Wow.
put it on before I do my skincare routine in the morning and at night. But I have a neighbor, and her hair, like, when you see someone and their skin's amazing, and you're
Yeah.
just like, what is
What's
your
happening?
secret?
Yeah.
She's like, I just do beef tallow, and I was just like, really? So
okay.
Okay, so what brand are you? What are we doing?
this one is tallow honey balm. It's from Colorado.
Well, we'll have
But
it linked. We'll get all. We'll have it
I
linked.
do
to you.
know that you can. Local farmers markets are.
I
starting
know.
to sell
I was
them.
going to say
So
I got
someone
it from the Cosmic Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they have
Oh,
a
their
face
stand,
one, or
yeah.
they have a body one.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So
But theirs has like a lavender scent. So is that one?
this one has it's just olive oil and like a.
Mm.
I mean, if you
sounds
want,
good. Well, your skin looks amazing. So
I'm gonna smell it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have much of a scent, but
Well,
Well,
that's
it
what you
smells fresh.
want.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you keep it in the fridge?
No, I just keep
Oh,
it.
see that.
Okay. Don't mind
Ooh, wait.
And it's really good if you have a
Silky.
sunburn
Oh, yeah, that's
or, like,
nice.
bug
Ooh.
bites.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
into
love
it.
that kind of like it's a cure-all.
Yeah.
I love that kind of thing. And
Wow.
it's natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I just like watched my dryness go away.
Right?
Being in a commercial.
This has turned into an
Yeah.
infomercial.
Oh, great. I love that.
So, yeah,
Okay.
beef tallow.
Okay.
Look for it at farmers markets.
We will do.
I'm gonna.
Andy,
okay,
you and
well, I'm just
Noteworthy?
like still on a reading kick.
Yeah?
I was on a reading kick last time we spoke. This time I brought, it's like the summer is starting and I feel like a little behind in life, but you know how you curate a little stack
Oh my
next to your
God.
bed?
Mm-hmm.
I've been curating a stack and I want to get on all three of these.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one's going to be first, but
This one.
Meg says
Oh,
this is-
okay.
One
Wait,
of my
what's this
favorite
one?
Books, The Women.
The Women.
Oh,
This.
I haven't read it, but you Instagrammed
Oh
about
my
it and you were
God,
raving.
you guys, I want to
I
get
have
that
to
to
read-
everyone.
You do?
Let's
Okay.
start it tonight.
I'm going to
It's
start it
so
tonight then
good.
because this was also given to me by my best girlfriend who was
Oh my
like,
God.
please.
What
read
makes
this book.
what makes it so good?
Well, it's Kristen Hanna's an amazing writer,
Mhm.
and it's fictional, historic fiction. So it's about the Vietnam War and nurses in the Vietnam War. So like, I didn't know a ton about the Vietnam War, and it's just the perspective of women who actually went there to be nurses, and it's just, and then how they, when they come back to America and continue their lives, what they went through, and it's. And there's love and, sex and all
Yeah.
the good stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But it just really gave me a new appreciation for Vietnam vets.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very
I had no idea what it was
It's
about.
beautifully written.
I was just
Yes.
that's kind of actually all of these were handed to me. This one by my mother. And this is a take on Huck Finn. except it's from
Oh,
the
I've heard of
perspective
this,
of the
yes.
slave.
Yes.
Jim, from Jim's point of view. And my
Great.
mom says it is just outstanding.
Did that come out last year?
It is fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one from my mother-in-law, That Bird Has My Wings. We love an Oprah book club. This is, an autobiography about a man who's on death row, an innocent man on death row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah, and he's still in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when people gift you books, they're all very different.
Yeah, very.
So how do they know like Andy's gonna like would love this book?
That's a great question.
Or is it just because you read so
I
much?
love historical fiction
Mm-hmm.
in general. I think when I give somebody a book, I just think, God, it's so good. You just want to share it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of even like the beef tallow. Like, you just like have to have somebody else experience like whatever feeling or joy you get from a book, a hand cream, anything. You just need to share it.
But do you ever feel vulnerable, especially with a book? I'm like, if it really touches me and I'm like, oh, I don't, like.
I think it depends on the book.
It depends on the book and the person, I suppose,
That's
right?
the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that sometimes
Yeah.
too.
I kind of want to get into a book club again. I haven't done a book club since
I've never. Let's do a
Have
book
you ever?
club.
Yeah,
Just
come
started
on.
a
We have started a book club.
Yeah, that's right. We got to find one that
Details
none of us
below.
have read.
No, yeah.
But I used to, in my 20s, I was in a book club.
Yeah, they're so fun.
They are fun.
Well, we are readers. It seems like we all move through the books pretty regularly.
And it would hold, not that I need to be
love
held
it.
accountable, but I kind of, it's like nice to focus on something.
Yeah,
And
get together. And
Yeah.
talk about
Mm-hmm. And to have some, like other people bring things in that you wouldn't necessarily have known about or
Yes.
thought of. Yeah.
it's the Stylecast book club.
The Stylecast book
I love
club.
it.
I mean, here we go.
That's
See,
right.
magic when these two get
That's right.
together.
We've got a whole new thing coming for you guys.
So many stories.
Okay, well then I suppose this is perfect because my new and noteworthy is also a book. So
Great.
part of the book club, I guess.
Perfect.
I have to look at how I spell her or I pronounce her name though. So I don't think it's new. And maybe you guys have heard of it, but it's called Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
It's one of those books that it's long. Like it's on my Kindle, which is why I don't have it to show and tell. But you know how like you're reading it and you're all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I am like that percentage is just like really eking along here, like and I'm reading all the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize, I never picked it up at a bookstore or anything, so I didn't know what I was getting into. But I actually asked Chat because I was like, okay, I like these kind of books. I'm looking for another book because I like historical fiction as well,
Yeah.
and I also like it when you really get a sense of the characters. And I can't really read hard things so much anymore. Like, did you guys read A Little Life?
No, but I know what
No.
you're talking about.
That
I
book
read her.
was so intense. It was so
Yeah.
well written, but like it was just like it just like shakes you to your core. And I just am like I can't read that kind of stuff
Yeah.
anymore. Anyway. So this was what was recommended, and I am loving it because it's generational about these 4 Italian sisters who live in Chicago in like the 80s. And that was a turning point, right? Like that was like when the career woman, when a woman is going to college, when she's not necessarily doing things traditionally, people are getting divorced, like all kinds of things that are happening kind of for the first time, for women in a big way. And it just, it goes through these 4 sisters' lives, and each chapter is like a different person. So, you're kind of like weaving in and out of their lives. And it makes me feel like I want to write a book about my like generational like family based off of this book. Like it's really inspiring.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And it's, it's got some hard content, but it's still like light enough that you can get through it. And it's just more profound and it makes you think about things and reflect on things.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
that's my pick. For our book club. I love
that. Great.
Well, so speaking of other Jackson things, we have our Jackson, our Stylecast book club now. And of course, I do want to highlight our Jackson Gem. This is our segment where we highlight a person, a place, or a product that's come out of Teton Valley that is inspiring to us and we want to share it. So we head over to Alpyn Beauty HQ to talk with Kendra Kolb Butler about her skincare routine and get into the nitty-gritty of how you run a beauty business here in Jackson, Wyoming. Let's take a look. I am here with Kendra Kolb Butler, the founder of Alpyn Beauty, and I'm so excited to feature you as one of our Jackson Gems and your product line here, Kendra. So let's get into it. We're here at, I love calling it Alpyn Beauty HQ.
Yes.
Right here in Wilson, Wyoming.
Alpyn Beauty HQ.
And so we have all the products here. We're going to get to it, but I really want to know sort of just a quick backstory of how Alpyn came to be an idea for you and where it came from, and then how it kind of got started into the line it is.
First of all, thank you for having me. So happy to be here, and it's always so great to see you and get to catch up. Alpyn started in around 2017, I would say. I was living in New York City. I was in the beauty industry for many years, and I needed a break. So we relocated to this beautiful town of Jackson Hole,
But
Wyoming.
how did you know to come to Jackson?
It was calling me. I mean, we had come a couple times for vacation. They were very short weekend trips. Fell in love with the town. Never thought it would be a reality that I could live here full time. But we decided to take the plunge in 2017 and move here. And when I got here, I opened some beauty stores because I had the skincare background from being in the
and
industry.
you recognized rightly so that the town needed it.
You know, everybody was getting Sephora boxes from the post office, and I was like, aha, like light bulb. Like, what if we had a beauty apothecary? Because beauty is so personal. You have to touch and feel and explore colors. So we opened the apothecary around that time, and everybody coming in was coming in with very dry skin, and a lot of the community was complaining about their skin, and they would say, like, you came from New York, you don't understand skin in the mountains, we're so dry. Because when you live in this mountainous region, the high altitude, and you know, you're very close to the sun, the air is lacking humidity, so everybody was complaining, and nothing that I was selling in the stores was working. So I had this idea to try to incorporate some of the wild plants that grow native in the same climate into the clinical formulas, and maybe that would be, you know, the unlock for helping people in this area with their skin.
Yeah, because I remember you sharing this once, and you were saying that you were on a hike, or maybe you were just in your backyard, and you were looking around and you were thinking, these plants are thriving. They're not only surviving, but like they're thriving here. Like, how is this possible when we're all like shriveling up?
Completely. And you know, necessity is the mother of invention. My own skin was falling apart. Everybody was complaining in the stores, and the plants are out there just like juicy and plump and vibrant. And I thought there might be something there if we could find a way to sustainably harvest them. Do they have some like adaptive juice or benefits or elements that could help not only our skin locally, but maybe people in New York or California as well?
Yeah. So then I'm always curious, because having an idea is one thing, but then actually turning it into something is an entirely different thing.
Yes.
So what was that moment like? I just wonder about what you were thinking and feeling when you decided, I'm going to do this.
It's probably a little bit of craziness in the head, because I know I had seen what a startup company was like, because the company I worked for in New York, and seeing that like battle of startup, you know, it's really hard to do. But I believed in it. So like in that moment, I think you're blinded by passion and excitement and belief in a concept that might be new, you know, to the industry, and carving out a new space in a very crowded environment. So that was kind of the moment, the feeling in the moment, I guess, was just like excitement.
Yeah. It's almost like you knew you didn't know enough to do it, to actually do it, right? To be like, okay.
Exactly. I mean, if I knew then what I knew now, would I've done it again? I don't know. No, I wouldn't. It's really hard.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But I believe in this concept. I believe in these plants. I believed in the formula. So we took that leap of faith. I think starting a business, what I tell people all the time is like, you just have to start, right? You just have to start doing things. Take it one day at a time. You know, first you find your business name, and then you find your logo, and then you start to look at packaging designs. Like it doesn't happen immediately, but just starting is the hardest part. You know, believing in yourself that like, I can do this, I'm going to start it.
Yeah. And this is kind of like a nitty gritty thing, but I'm just wondering, how do you manage all of the pieces do you have just lists and you're sort of knocking things off the list, or you're breaking them down into smaller tasks? Like, I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot. That's exactly how I did it. So I was working in the beauty stores at the time, and we didn't have a lot of customers, which was actually a good thing. So I had like a lot of downtime. Jackson is very seasonal.
Yes,
It was either like raining and pouring, or there was just like complete like nothing going on. But yeah, so I had a lot of downtime. So in that downtime, I usually was reading a book, and I thought, I'm going to put the book down and I'm just going to start making phone calls. And I had a little list and a tablet and a piece of paper, and I just started checking things off the list one thing at a time. And it just started to grow.
And that is what happens. I love that. And I love that you shared those detailed little pieces, because that is what adds up to a brand, a big brand that you've built and many years later.
Yes. A lot of people say, oh, I can't do that, or I don't know where to start. And again, you just have to start. Like, that is the biggest step forward, is that step from 0 to 1, and then 1 to 3, and 3 to 10, and 10 to 20. It starts to get a lot easier as you're going along, but you have to just start it.
Yep. Well, what was the moment then, I'm curious, when you thought to yourself, okay, this is going to work?
That moment was our first sellout show on QVC.
When was that?
That was in, I would say October of like 2018.
Okay.
I went on, and I was so nervous. I'd never been on national television before, but I just like bit my tongue, and I was like, look, I believe in this. Like, just speak from the heart. You're not trying to sell anything. Just like speak about your experience, what the plants are doing to skin, what you're seeing on people's faces after they use the products. And we sold out that show in like 5.5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
So
wow.
That was the moment where I was like, okay, this could really be something.
Yeah.
Just don't give up.
God, that must have been such a good moment too, based on all that it took to get there.
Yes.
And then to know, okay, this is going to work.
Yeah. The highs are high and the lows are low, right? So that was a high for sure. But I think the biggest thing about being a brand founder and starting a brand is the mental. It's the mental battle, keeping yourself in this positive mindset, because every day it's either a win or a loss. And, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Components are delayed, manufacturing problems, tariff issues. I mean, every day there's something. So it's keeping your mindset optimistic, and it's really a mental game, I think, at the end of the day.
And how do you manage that? Is there something that you do?
I play with my children. I pet my cat. I do a lot of yoga, drink a glass of wine. We all have our tools in our toolkit that we have to utilize and reach for. But just knowing that nothing is always going to be perfect, and anticipating that, and then learning how to handle it and learning how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Breathing
helps
a lot. I was working with somebody at one point, and she was just like 3 seconds in and 3 seconds out. It's just being very mindful in your breath. But yeah, it's doable, and anybody can do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you highlight that there are highs and lows. I mean, I think everyone just kind of sees the glamorous end product.
Completely.
Yeah. And it is a beautiful thing that you've built, and you certainly have a very dedicated following locally, and I mean, not even obviously nationwide, but maybe even globally.
Yeah.
I know I've introduced it to all kinds of people, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, like you say, we believe in the products. We've seen, them in action. So speaking of, I'm always so curious, especially with a beauty founder, what does your skincare routine look like? What are you using on your skin?
Okay, so the product application order is thinnest to thickest. So if you have a few different things in your regimen, you kind of line them up by what's thinner and what's thicker, and then SPF always goes last. That's a question I get asked all the time. Like, what's the order of application? Thinner to thickest. If you want a really simple routine, the 2 necessities are a cleanser, a really good cleanser. And how you know if your cleanser is good is after you rinse it off and you move your face, do you feel like it's going to crack, or does it feel soft and supple? Because you can tell right away if that cleanser is right for your skin. Does your skin feel hydrated after you rinse, or does it feel dry and tight? So a really good cleanser and then a really good moisturizer. So those are the two must-haves.
Must-haves, yeah.
And SPF is an obvious.
Yeah.
So during the daytime, always an SPF. Night cleanser and moisturizer. If you want to get a little more complex, then you can start layering in a couple serums in between those two steps.
Yeah.
Maybe one that has an oil consistency and one that's more like a gel. Like layering is always, I think of it as a meal. When you go to a restaurant, you have your main and you have your sides and you start with your salad, and the more you're eating, the more various types of nutrients you're getting. Same in skincare, because people ask me questions like, oh, I have a serum, why would I need to buy another one? Because the ingredients are different.
So using one in the daytime versus the nighttime, you're getting different things. Yeah.
You're getting different things. Or you could layer them together because you're still getting different things. Your salad isn't the same as your roasted chicken. Right? So it's like you're getting nutrients from each dish, which is why I like multiple steps. But simple, cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, little more complex, cleanser, double serum, which I'm doing right now.
Okay, what are the serums? It's like
the two serums that I'm using are the firming serum and this clarifying facial oil.
Okay.
Which has retinol in
And
it.
you do the serum first and then the oil?
Yes, on top. The oil goes on top.
Because going from
It's a little
lightest
thicker.
to...
Exactly,
Yeah.
thinnest to thickest. So serum, oil, and then eye cream. You have to have an eye cream.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to say, what about the eye cream?
I love an eye cream. Okay, so I don't know if I primed this, but let me tell you why I like this one so much. So I put a little bit of, okay, I'm just going to prime it. See how it's kind of peachy in color?
Yeah.
So it's not a color corrector like makeup would be.
Right.
But if you have dark circles or you have tired looking eyes, do you see how it just like kind of just imparts light to that area? So you're kind of getting an immediate brightness to the eye area. I was working on this when I was pregnant and breastfeeding. Like,
you were like, I need this.
all the things.
Yes, I know.
We're making bags over here is what my joke was with my mom. I was like, yeah, I'm in a bag factory. I'm manufacturing bags. Bags and dark circles. So
But what I'm also seeing is like a blurring effect.
it blurs. It completely blurs. Yeah, you're an artist. That's how you saw that.
Yeah.
It's that's the whole idea of the peachy hue, because it kind of just tones everything down and lightens it up a little bit.
I mean, I have that one. I love that product. That's kind of like a forever product for me.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. That's like an OG Alpyn.
Oh my gosh, I'm so honored, Greta. Thank you.
Oh my God,
your skin looks beautiful. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, we try. We always try and do all the things.
We try to do all the things. Sunscreen, I love Suntegrity. It's a beautiful line. It's a great line, and it gives you a very glowy mineral sunscreen, which it's hard to get that glow in mineral.
It's true, and I feel like your skin comes through. You know what I mean?
Your skin comes through.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sunscreen. I love makeup. I use a lot of Merit and Tower 28 and Kosas and Say, lots of makeup. And then fragrance is my new thing. My favorite fragrance is Ellis Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's
what does it smell
a founder in New York. So she just launched a perfume called Guava, and it smells like you're on an island, like coconuts, fruit, undertones.
You're in the mountains, and you're like, I just want to be on the beach.
Just want to take myself to that moment, and I can picture it, and the packaging is so beautiful. So I love fragrance also, but I'm not an expert in fragrance or makeup. I'm still trying to fumble my way through those two
well, you kind
categories.
of have your go-tos. Like, I love the lip color you have on now. I mean,
Thank you.
You've got to find the things that work for you, and then kind of can stick to those.
Yes,
I feel like.
I hope they don't discontinue them.
I know it's the worst, and you just have to like bulk buy them.
You have to bulk buy. Yeah, exactly. Oh, put it in the freezer.
Well, I don't know. I made that up, but I'm like,
Okay.
maybe that would be a good thing to do, or at least the fridge.
Yeah, at least the fridge. Yeah, trying to find it on like a third-party website or something.
Totally.
When colors are discontinued, but
well, I do have to say, I mean, your skin is looking better than ever, so that's why I just was like, what is she doing? What are you using?
So I love moisturizers. I was traveling a lot last year, and I felt that going from city to city, washing my face with different waters, the different environments, the climates of the cities, I was getting a lot of redness and irritation. So I decided I wanted a barrier repair cream, and I formulated a barrier repair cream. This is what it looks like right here. It's called Ghost-berry.
Oh yeah, I use that one too.
I love ghost berries. So ghost berries are native to Jackson Hole. They grow all over our community here. And they've actually been dubbed nature's Neosporin because the berry has antiseptic properties. So it's very good for calming red, sensitive, dry skin, any type of irritation. And then this little guy got the National Eczema Association seal of acceptance.
Oh, wow.
So
What does that mean? It means like...
It's like, so you reach out to the organization and you have to apply for their seal of acceptance. And how you apply is you have to send a lot of the product to the association, and then they test it on people who have various forms of eczema.
Okay.
And once it tests through their focus or their participant group, and everybody loves it and says it helps, then you're afforded the seal. So that was a big deal for me. And I think one of the most heartwarming things is when I'm getting text messages from people or DMs on social media just saying like, thank you, you've healed my eczema. I'm putting this on my children's eczema, and sending me pictures of before and afters of what their skin looked like before and after. That's very gratifying.
Yeah. Well, and I love that you highlight the nature's Neosporin because I'm on a journey with my skin. I have some rosacea that definitely got aggravated during all the like mask wearing years.
Oh yeah, it was horrible for all of us.
Right? It just like created a lot of heat and sometimes bacteria, like, you know, all the things. And so having products that are so clean and so gentle, but also have the calming, you know, actives in them, that makes such a difference.
You know, I believe skincare is healthcare at the end of the day, and sometimes simple is better for us. So, you know I wanted neuropeptides in there for wrinkles, ghosteberry, but just keeping the ingredient list very clean and very simple, I think is one of the superpowers of this.
So when you are formulating, because you said you're testing things, you're testing new formulas of products that are coming down the pipeline, it sounds like, which is exciting. What instructs the decisions that you make?
It's kind of like a dating game. So I love my formulation approach is a clinical and then a plant that complements or enhances the performance of that clinical. So an example would be salicylic acid. I wanted to do a liquid exfoliant. So I chose salicylic acid. I wanted to put it in at 2% because that's the effective level. But that can be a really harsh ingredient for some people's skin. So looking at the native plants of Wyoming, I'm like swiping through the book and like in my head. And borage is this beautiful purple flower that grows all over our mountains, and it has anti-inflammatory properties.
Amazing.
So an anti-inflammatory ingredient with a salicylic acid kind of just takes the sharp edges off the salicylic acid. So you're still getting like that deep exfoliation, the pore cleansing and extracting, but your skin feels soft and hydrated. So I think it's finding the marriage of a clinical that you're putting in for certain benefits that are scientifically proven, and the wild native plant that would enhance that ingredient or soften it so it's appropriate for all skin types.
Yeah, well, what I love what you said is, I'm thinking for myself, someone who has really sensitive skin, I could never use a salicylic acid. But like you say, if the edges have been rounded, then suddenly it's like approachable for someone like me to then get that exfoliation that I do want for my skin.
You'd be surprised what plants can do. And it's not like, this is not my invention. You know, our ancestors hundreds of years before, they couldn't go to Walgreens or CVS and buy ointments and creams. Like all the medicine came from the woods and from the mountains, and there's a lot of medicinal value in plants. And I think as we became commercialized and we start using products, like what's easier is things that are coming from laboratories, but going back to nature and finding, you know, the source of a lot of those medicinal native plants is something really relevant in modernized skincare.
It's a good reminder. It's something, it all came from somewhere.
It did.
Well, I did want to ask you if you're willing to share, like, I don't know if you are getting facials or if you're doing anything. Is there any sort of treatment that you would recommend that has kind of changed the game for you?
So locally, the Four Seasons does the most amazing facials. You know, obviously they have the Wild Crafted facial and Alpyn facial, which I love. I'm probably very partial because I love that. In terms of treatments though, I think a hydrofacial is amazing. Like anytime you can get a hydrofacial, especially when you live in a dry mountainous region, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, is it is it serums or are they actually using?
It's like the machine where it's like.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, you have to do it.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a machine that's actually infusing moisture and ingredients into the skin.
My gosh!
And
So
I'm not an esthetician, so I'm sure an esthetician could say it a lot more beautifully than that. But it's a game changer.
I bet you just come away plump and just like.
Oh, it lasts for days too.
Wow.
Your skin is soft for days.
You probably coordinate to do that before you have a big event or something.
Yes, love it.
I would too.
Big fan of IVs as a beauty treatment.
To hydrate.
Yes, there's a few really good companies local in town that do IVs. Just when you're on an airplane so many times a month, and just getting that replenishment. I think can be really helpful.
Are you just doing it with the saline, or you're adding stuff in there?
Adding stuff in.
Okay.
B12, vitamin C,
Yeah.
whatever the therapist recommends based on how you're feeling. I think that's something really helpful too.
Cool. It's like a beauty biohack.
Yes,
I like
completely.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're kind of wrapping up, but I did want to ask you, if you were to go back in time and tell your younger self something, give yourself some beauty advice, what would it be? To do or not to do something?
I would say stop waxing your eyebrows so much. Like eyebrows are
good
all the time. Not like completely off.
Right.
But I think I just like waxed the growth like right out of them. And now like big bushy eyebrows are cool. Yours look beautiful, by the way. But I wish I didn't wax my eyebrows so frequently.
I get what you're saying, because there was that trend that was like so thin.
Yes, it was
the
like
90s.
the 90s.
The early 2000s.
It was like the thin. Like if somebody had a bushy eyebrow, you were like, oh girl, like you
were
need
like
to get
unkept.
this taken care of. Yeah, like why aren't you doing anything about that? But now that the bushy eyebrow is in, and I feel like I just waxed my hair follicles right off, because now I'm using all these like growth extensions and like filling them in. And but yeah, I would say stop waxing your eyebrows to my 15-year-old self. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you use a serum though? Is it helping, or?
I have used serums in the past, and I do think that they definitely help. But you can't compare anything to a really good pencil, like just a really thin, great pencil, just to like fill those in. Like that's gonna give you the most bang for your buck, and it's also a lot less expensive too.
Yeah. Amazing.
Or Jenny Gersak locally in town does the best eyebrows.
What did she do then? Like
she does tint, like she'll do like tint. She'll do tint, fill them in. Like her eyebrow game is strong.
Oh, good. I love it. A Jackson gem from a Jackson gem.
Yes. Oh, I have an idea.
What's that?
So the best advice for beautiful skin: sleep. I'm telling you, and it's free.
It is
kind
free
of,
if
unless you have people in your house. Yeah, exactly. Unless you have people in your house who don't allow you to sleep, young kids, etc., etc. Netflix can be a deterrent to sleep, but no, sleep is. I mean, I am sleeping these days like an athlete would train. Like I am getting like 8 to 9 hours. I go into my bed. I take all the distractions away.
Is the phone like in the other room?
I put the phone in the other room. I put it on airplane mode. I'll do a little red light therapy. I'll pop on my red light, do 10 minutes of red light just to kind of like mellow me out, and then I sleep.
Are you doing like the red light mask or the red light?
No, I bought the whole.
Oh yeah, we've got one of those too.
I bought that panel.
Do you like lie underneath it?
I kind of sit in front of it like I cross my legs like a yogi, you know, and I just kind of sit there and absorb. But I like that, and since I started sleeping more, it has changed the game for me. Yeah. So that is some beauty advice. Yeah. Sleep like you're an athlete training.
But I love what you're highlighting is there is like a sleep routine, like get ready for bed routine that helps you actually get to sleep.
Of course. People are like, oh, I can't fall asleep. And I'm like, are you playing on social media when you're laying in bed? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, well, that is not going to allow you to sleep. Are you checking your work emails so your synapses are firing and you're getting all worked up before you're supposed to calm down? Like you have to treat it like a routine, because it really is a routine.
So do you have like a cutoff time, like an hour before you're like, I'm done with screens, I'm done with my phone?
Done with screens, done with my phone. It's usually a skincare routine, a hot shower, red light, and then just in bed.
And you read or something.
Yeah, read. Or I'll just lay there and stare at the ceiling until it takes me. But it usually takes me pretty fast these days.
Good for you.
Now my body's used to it. And now if I get less than 8 hours, I can't function.
I know.
So.
I know. I feel like a child. I'm like, I am having a meltdown.
Yeah, you're just like not happy. You're grouchy. If I don't get 8 hours of sleep a night, I am so grouchy in the morning.
I know,
when
I'm the
wake
same
up.
way. I know.
Nothing works the next day. Even food doesn't taste as good if I'm tired. It's like it throws everything off.
You had an epiphany about this.
Yeah.
And so you just decided, you're like, all right, I'm changing this.
I'm trying it.
Yeah.
The moment it came to me was when I was listening to a podcast and somebody was talking about how sleep is so imperative to your overall mental and cognitive state, and never really thought about it like that. So that was the moment I was just like, you know what? I'm doing 8 to 9 hours a night. I'm going to do it for a week and see if it changes the way I feel. And it was a game changer.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. And actually, before I had a baby, I attributed my youthfulness to the fact that I didn't have any distractions for my sleep. And ever since then, I'm like, I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back on track.
You still look great. You have
Thank
youthfulness, but no, as a new mom, you can't sleep. I mean, there's so much going on, and you're doing the feeding schedules, and like you just get accustomed to functioning on these 2 or 3 hour spurts, and it's not enough.
It's not enough.
That's a reparative state. That's when our body is repairing everything. Like and beauty rest is a real thing. Like it really is.
Definitely. I feel it. I see it in myself.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you highlighted that. Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps it up for us today. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we'll have everything linked below, including all the fabulous products that we talked about today. Oh, I love Kendra. She is a sweetheart, and that line is amazing and growing. And I mean, I just feel like every new product I'm so giddy to try.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. I've been using it for years.
Seriously, me too.
She's such an inspiration, I feel like, too.
Yeah, she really is.
From a business
Oh my
perspective.
gosh, yeah.
Well, so I would love to hear, what are your Jackson Gems, ladies?
You want to start?
Oh, sure. Okay, so I want to highlight the art shop. The art shop is located up at Dornan's in Moose. It is a local art gallery devoted to selling only local artists' work. So anyone kind of in Teton County, we've got a variety of goods, ceramics, paintings, watercolors, photography, in a pretty on-point price range. So you can get like giftable items. I think like really great place for real estate agents to buy closing gifts.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Don't you think?
Like that with some Alpyn Beauty.
Yeah.
Going to Jackson.
Yeah, totally.
I love that.
And then, we have some higher end works as well, but there's like something for everyone there. It's really well curated, and it's just like I don't know, it's a little gem. It's a cool spot that I want
totally
people to
is. And
know about.
what I love about it is it's, like you say, it's for someone who lives here, you can get something, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's great for gifting. And then if you're visiting, it's also an amazing spot to get a souvenir that's like, a little different than your average souvenir.
Yeah, absolutely. Something
check
that's
out
made.
Dornan's.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
right
Check out Dornan's. Yeah, take a swing through, grab a
Yeah,
pizza.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pizza and a
good
drink
spot.
up on the upper deck. That's like my
right.
favorite thing.
Best
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
the best.
It's a special spot. Yeah, there's so many great things to check out on that campus or compound or whatever we're going to call it. But I do think the art shop is...
Is that what it's called, the art shop?
Yep. It's just
Okay.
called the art shop is really a special spot.
Yay.
Great. Love it.
Meg, Jackson Gem from you?
So speaking of art, I took our daughter this weekend up to the National Museum of Wildlife Art, and they have that great elephant migration exhibit. And since we're talking about June, it's only here until June 20th. So I recommend everyone go up there and check it out. It's very cool.
Yeah, isn't it modeled, all of the elephants are modeled after real elephants, right?
I think so. And they were all made in India.
Yeah.
And there were 100 of them, and they are going for a full year. They're going throughout the United States.
Right. And this is one of their almost last stops.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's one of their stops.
Their
And
last
there's-
migration stops.
And there's someone up there who travels with the elephants and answered all their questions. It was very, very cool and beautiful.
so fun.
I recommend it. For
And a
any of
good
the kids.
activity to do with the kids
Yeah.
too. Love
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
a stunning site.
It is. And
Like
like the
driving
paths
by.
down there, it's just a lovely, grab your morning coffee and go check it out.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember
Not
when
to be
I
forgotten.
drove past it for the first time on my way into town, whenever it was a week or so ago, and I was like, oh, there's the bison statues, and
You're like-
then I was like, oh, there's a herd of elephants. Like, totally, they came up overnight. I feel like.
They have 2 at the Caldera House in Teton Village.
Oh,
too.
fun.
So if you can't make it, they're in
That's
the
sweet.
village. Yeah, they're there.
Okay, that's good to know too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, mine is also art focused. We didn't
We're
plan
into the
this, but I want to highlight the Art Association of Jackson Hole
Yep.
because of their classes.
Okay, cool.
And I have always wanted to do a plein air, like an outdoor painting class, and I just signed up for one. And they have this programming, these classes for adults and kids that go on through in the entire year. But they sort of release their like spring classes and then their summer. So every time I get an email, I'm like, oh, what's next? What's available? And so I'm feeling really excited about that because I just signed up for it. It's actually this weekend.
Wait, this
There
is
will be
amazing.
another one. There'll be tons, throughout the summer. So we'll have it linked so people can look and
Very cool.
check out the
Yeah.
classes.
And they have kids classes too.
They have
right?
kids classes, and they have these kind of like longer workshops. Like mine's a 2-day workshop. Sometimes it goes on for weeks at a time. Like I did a photography course there once, and
cool.
like just feel like, we really have a cool thing going on
Yeah,
with the Art Association and the programming that they put on. And sometimes you don't remember it, but if it's like not on your radar, but
Yeah.
I think it's really special.
Are you gonna learn like how to watercolor? Is that
I
what's
am.
happening?
Yeah, I bought my little watercolors, and you have like these visions of yourselves at different ages, and like I feel like this is something that I'm gonna do like later in life, but like when I'm older.
now,
But
yeah.
I also was like, why am I not gonna just start now?
Yeah.
Because like I really want to do this, and the scenery is so beautiful here, and so yeah, I'm doing it. I'm excited.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
Pick up a hobby. I
Right?
like it.
Pick up a hobby. Yeah.
Fun.
Well, I did want to segue us again into our next segment, which is about our Stylecast. It's a fashion forecast that gives us outfit inspiration on what to wear. And we were also already just chatting a little bit about the fluctuations in temperature in the summertime here in Jackson. So trying to give you a little bit of outfit inspiration that will get you through the daytime so it can be really hot. In June, we have mostly ranging between 70s and sometimes into the 80s, also swinging down into the 50s on certain days. It could snow in June. You never know. That happens. That has happened here. Let's take a look at that outfit inspiration, and we'll come back and get your tips on what you're wearing this summer too. Welcome to the first Stylecast of the summer. I am so excited to give you some outfit inspiration, a fashion forecast, if you will, on what to wear for the month ahead here in the Mountain West. We have a lot of fluctuation in the temperature because, as you may know, at altitude, we have super hot days where you're close to the sun and you don't need a lot. And then as soon as that sun goes down, you absolutely need a layer. So I'm trying to give you a few looks here that will get you through this fluctuation. Most of June is going to be in the 50s, 60s, 70s, high 70s at the top there, and then sometimes dipping down into the 30s and 40s in the evening. Let's get started. This is the first look, and I love this kind of look, especially because the window to wear it is rather small, where you are baring your legs, you have short shorts. I love a mini skirt, and then more of a button-up shirt, long sleeve shirt. I would roll the sleeves a little bit, make it a little bit more lived in. Another way that you could do this would be to wear like a lacy camisole underneath or bodysuit, maybe even undoing another button, exposing a little bit of that lace underneath. If it were hot outside, you could take the shirt off entirely and just have that sort of bodysuit underneath. But I love this kind of combination of something big on top with smaller on bottom. It's really nice proportion balancing. And then because it is a mini skirt, I went for a flat shoe here. I think doing a flat slide like this in a metallic or a neutral color really just kind of grounds the outfit, makes it very wearable, very kind of approachable every day. This is something that I would wear during the day. I might pair it with some sunglasses, but I would also be wearing this out to dinner and just pair a really nice bag. So I brought out my neutral bags for the summer season. I was doing a lot of black and some of those other darker colors, blues in the wintertime, but now that we have officially gone into summer, bringing out more of the nude or the lighter color bags goes really well with the outfit. All of the colors kind of work seamlessly together. And this would be a evening out or even kind of a daytime, maybe if you're working around town a little bit. It's super comfortable and again, this layering of a button down, this blue color is really in right now. So this is kind of a fun way to bring a trend in and make it very wearable. So a linen set is your best friend during the summertime because it literally can help you look fully put together with no effort at all. And it can be somewhat casual, like the way I've styled it here with some flat shoes, or you can dress it up with a little heel and some jewelry and make it more appropriate for going out or attending an event. I am totally in love with this Zimmermann set because, as I mentioned, it's linen, so it's lightweight. I love the high waist, gives me a little coverage, and then also a bit of a crop top. This is something you can totally recreate in your own wardrobe. Doesn't even have to be matching. I would say if you have pieces that are in the same hue, you could create a tonal look with a wide leg pant and a little crop top. Something to try for sure. And I also wanted to highlight that I'm using some of the same pieces even from my last look because you don't have to have new pieces for every look. This is all about creating a wardrobe that will cohesively work with lots of different pieces that you can mix and match. So I have the same shoes on here. These are my ride or die flat slides. And then my nude light colored bag, I'm bringing this in again. Also gonna bring in my light colored sunglasses. If you don't have a pair of lighter sunglasses, it might be worth considering because when you wear black or even tortoiseshell, they are darker and they kind of bring darkness to the look, which can be good if you have a dark shoe. It might actually really help balance the look. But if you're kind of staying light the way I am here, then a light sunglass actually really complements and doesn't take away from the look. So this would be kind of like my daytime look. I would love this for a daytime event. Maybe I'm meeting someone for lunch or have a meeting with a client. If you're working in the Valley, this could be a really good look for that. But as we know, temperatures do change, especially when the sun goes down. So I want to highlight a really nice layer that you could do with this outfit and of course use with many other pieces in your wardrobe. And that is sort of the leather bomber style jacket. This jacket, I might even just pop over my shoulders and it sort of sits like this, gives me a little bit of coverage. If I was moving from like happy hour into the evening, this would be the perfect layer. I may not need it during the day because it'll be too hot, but that is what I would be looking for in the evening. And then again, bringing my bag in, I might even tuck these straps into the bag, and then I have a little bit of a clutch. It's just about getting versatile pieces that all work together, and then you have a wardrobe that will seriously and seamlessly take you through the summer season. For this next look, I had to do a white on white combination because nothing says summer more than a full white outfit. So this has a little twist. As you can tell, I've added a pop of color with a red shoe, which if you are leaning towards more of a neutral wardrobe, maybe you don't have a pop of color, but you want to bring something and you want to try it, this would be a really good opportunity to try it. So if you're feeling inspired, this hopefully will give you a little bit of a taste of what you could do. I also have a little bit of the embroidery here to tie it in, which I think is kind of fun. I would say this outfit is an everyday outfit that you could wear around town for all the things, literally, like meeting a girlfriend for lunch, grocery shopping, just anything, errands that you were doing, whatever you were up to, you could wear this. And I also think this outfit is a perfect travel outfit. So if you are traveling at all this summer, road trip or otherwise, it's comfortable, it still looks polished, but these pieces, it's a t-shirt and jeans, so you're gonna be comfortable. And one other thing, of course, I wanna highlight is a layer to go with this look. So we're gonna bring this jacket back into the mix. Again, you can't go wrong with a leather jacket, a little crop style. This one's more of a suede bomber style. And I'm also really liking this hue because while I'm wearing all white, I do like that this is more of like a tan or a brown. I think if it were black, it might just feel a little bit heavy. So if you can, going with more of the browns and the tans for your summer wardrobe, it can really make a difference. And of course, I wouldn't be complete in my outfit without some sunglasses. So again, I've opted for the lighter pair, and you can see, because I don't have any black going on, choosing a lighter pair really does complement the look and makes it look really seamless. So on the hot, hot summer days, you just wanna be staying cool. So bring out your cutoff shorts, or if you don't have cutoff shorts yet, maybe there's a pair of jeans that you can cut off. Might want to decide, start a little bit longer, especially because jorts, you know, those sort of longer jean shorts are in the season. You might want to start long and then make your way up. These I've had forever. They fit super well. They're just a go-to staple for me in the summertime. And I paired it with a little tank here. So obviously when it's super hot, I'm gonna ditch the jacket, but I did want to show you guys this piece that I recently picked up. Our friend in New York, Jeff Staple, designs it. He has his brand, Staple, and it's so fun. I love the oversizedness of it. I actually feel like this is one of the pieces that I am embracing in an oversized way. Rolling the sleeves a little bit, pushing them. I really like the proportions of a short with a jacket or a shirt that goes just beyond it, especially in the back, because it's gonna give you a little more coverage. And it just kind of, for me, it literally makes the outfit look and feel more complete. And then I just finished this look with a pair of sneakers. These are one of my new purchases in the spring, the Chloe sneakers, which have a little bit of a wedge, a little bit of a platform. So it gives you a little bit of height, but they're still super wearable. These are a great travel shoe, actually. Speaking of travel looks and outfits, this would be a great shoe. And of course, I think a tote bag really helps sort of balance off this look. And again, if you are maybe going to the farmer's market or you're out and about around town, then this is a great summertime look. And maybe I would even pop on a ball cap or a wide brim hat if I wanted a little more sun coverage, and that would complete the look. So for the final look, we like to highlight a local event that's going on. So for this month, we have the Jackson Food and Wine Festival happening around town in different picturesque locations, up at the mountain, sometimes at the Mead Ranch. Anyway, you can get all the details. We'll have it linked below. It's going to be June 26th, 27th, and 28th. And as you can tell, I am ready for it to be hot because if you're outside doing the food and wine tasting, a lot of times it is during those hot summer days. So you want to have options. So I started with a sort of tank shift dress. This is a linen dress. It's going to breathe. It's a light color. Paired it with some cowboy boots, thanks to my friend Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. And this is kind of like the base layer. It feels really good, really effortless. What I would do is add a bag. Now, this is the same bag in a light color. You can see everything tonally is really working. And what I would do is bring the strap out, or at least one strap out. Let's do one. I would turn this into a crossbody bag using one of the straps, because as you are out food tasting and drinking, you want to have your hands free. So this is a good option. In fact, I might go for something a little bit smaller if you have it, but this one works as well if you're just trying to make use of what you have in your wardrobe. And then of course, as we have mentioned, you will always want a pair of sunnies, and I would probably add a wide brim hat too if you're going to be spending a lot of time out in the sun. So I'll pop those on. And then of course, you want to have a layer hanging out so that when the sun goes down or if a little breeze comes up, you have something that you can pop on and give yourself just a little bit of coverage. You don't need much. It's going to be hot, but a nice jean jacket like this. I really like that this one has the embroidery detail on the back. It makes it a little something special. Feels very in sync with sort of this Wild West theme that we have for the Jackson Hole Food and Wine Fest, and completes the look. So I hope that you guys get out there. Maybe I'll see you there. That wraps up this month's Stylecast. I hope that you found a lot of outfit inspiration here that will work for wherever you are in the Mountain West. And of course, we will catch you next month with a whole new set of outfits. We'll see you then. So hopefully there was some good outfit inspiration in there for you guys, but I did want to check with Andi and Meag. What would you wear? What would be a go-to outfit for, let's say you are going to the Jackson Food and Wine Fest? What would you be wearing?
I'm a big fan of easy summer dresses with cowboy boots.
Yes.
Especially if you're going to do the event out in the field.
Yeah, fail safe. Yeah.
Ditto.
And you can't go wrong. Long, short, they're all fun.
Yeah. Are you a
Yeah.
floral too, or is it what?
I'll do anything. I just think like I would wear something, like a short dress like this with cowboy boots. I'd also wear a long dress. And I also love the idea of doing a set like we talked about. And I just think cowboy boots are a must for the summer.
Now, do you guys shop? What is that vintage? It's like, you know what I'm talking about? It comes to the Virginian, and it's like a vintage.
that's
The thrift
actually
and shift.
happening
Thrift and shift.
this week, right?
Is
Is
it?
it this weekend?
I think so.
Ooh, because I have been waiting to get a new pair of
Yeah.
cowboy boots, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for that
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah.
it seems to
And
be the
Perennial
best.
West, she always has a great
Oh
collection.
yeah, Perennial West.
And I think
yeah.
she pops up more than
Is
she pops
just
up.
kind of a pop-up gal?
Yes.
She is a
Okay.
pop-up gal, and then she's
Yeah.
got her Instagram account, so you can check it out, which is always good.
And spaghetti
Yeah.
western. She loves
Oh,
Charlotte.
okay.
Yeah.
She's got
All
a great eye. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboy boots.
I'm on your train. I think a practical footwear out in the field is important. I feel like for Jackson Hole Food and Wine specifically, I would do something with a ranchy feel, but also like making sure that I'm comfortable. And you're eating, you're drinking, you're walking, it's hot. You know, I feel like something with movement. I would also probably watch my fabric choice. Like probably not a silk.
Yeah.
Because we're sweating out there. We don't want to sweat through our silk.
Yeah.
So yeah, something that just like has movement, that flows, that gets air. I love a skirt and a top moment.
Yeah.
It's such a fun event too. It's
Yeah.
just have fun with it. You know?
And that is
Throw on a hat
yeah.
too. I think is great.
And I feel like you can kind of lean into the Western roots
Yes.
Very much.
for these kind of events, and it's fun to, like you say, to wear like a full skirt and
Yeah,
yeah, you're
absolutely.
on a ranch.
yeah.
I love it.
I
You're
do
on
too.
a ranch.
Great.
Ranch, do the cowboy boots.
And are you guys doing the bandanas these days too? I mean, they had a big moment
I like the bandana around the neck.
around the neck. Yeah.
Like a tight one.
In a tie,
yeah.
Yep.
but
Yep.
not in a yeah.
And sometimes around the wrist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like that too, like stacked with some jewelry.
Yep.
Oh, cute. Very cute.
I can see it like rolled as a hat band,
Yeah. Or a headband.
you know, or a
There are really
headband.
so many ways you can wear it.
Let's do a whole nother segment on that.
Your answer is yes. We are bandana
Yes,
girls.
yes.
I mean, why
like
not?
this, I do like the smaller squares if you want to accessorize. It's easier than
Than the big ones.
Yeah.
Because I actually just picked up one of those bigger silk ones from Lodge and Letter.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't quite know what to do with it. Like, I like it. I'm like, I'm going to
Yeah.
figure this out. And I like that it's bigger, that I kind of have to fit. You know, it might be one of those where you fold it so that it's a triangle and then it goes over the top
Yeah.
Yes.
of your jean
Yeah.
jacket or whatever. That could be cool.
Yeah.
What
So-
about a bolo? Are we into a bolo moment
Ooh,
too?
bolo.
bolo.
Yeah.
And that was long
Yeah.
enough for a bolo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think
okay.
a bolo could
That
be
would be
cool
cool.
with that.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
chic enough to do a bolo.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Well, this is our final segment. I can't believe it's flown by, but we are going to talk about our lust list. Things that we are lusting after in the beauty, fashion, home/wellness space. Could be something that is literally like in your cart and you are
Yes.
ready to push purchase, or maybe you already did and you're loving it and you want to tell us about it.
Okay. Who's going first? Let's see. You have a good
I'm
lust
excited
list.
about
Yeah,
Okay,
go,
you go.
you go.
You go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just saw Sirens on Netflix. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh my god, such a good show. But you know when you watch a show and you get really inspired by the fashion? She has this sun hat that's also a bucket hat. And it's not as wide as a normal straw hat. It's like more, it kind of goes down closer to your face.
But does it have a big brim or is a short
Yeah,
brim?
the brim is big, but it kind of goes like, it's closer to your, and it's so chic. It's kind of a bucket hat, straw hat, and I am on the hunt for one, and I think Eric Javits has one, and he makes the most amazing hats, so it's in my cart.
But is it woven? Is it like,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
And I actually have a wedding this summer on Cape Cod, and I'm like,
That's it.
I have to get it.
You
That
have
is
to,
it.
yeah.
But I need to like find other options online
Yeah.
before I commit to one.
Yep, yeah. And it's hard too because you
Yeah.
need to try them on, or do you have like a head that fits everything?
Do you know your hat size?
I don't.
No.
I don't either.
Either. We
Extra small.
gotta get on that.
I feel like I've seen you in a hat like this, but maybe it wasn't straw.
I
Like the
do
shape
have
of
the
it.
bucket hats. I actually just got a couple for Cabo, and it really like upped the game. I have to
Yeah.
say, like style wise, like you don't need a new bikini, you don't need a new
Yeah.
whatever. Like you just need this new hat, because I do feel I love my wide brim straw hat. And it's going to be a forever piece,
Yes.
but it did kind of start to feel like I was wearing it all the time. And then I just got one of these like bucket straw hats. It's actually raffia, it's more of that natural tone.
Yeah.
And it has a black stripe that's woven through it.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty cool because I can wear it with like
Cool.
light and dark. And it's total game changer. So yes, do
Okay.
it. Do it.
I'll find one.
Okay, I feel like I always come with a question and a product, but I've been on the hunt for like a new fragrance because they discontinued mine. Are you
Oh.
a signature scent kind of girl, or do you have multiple scents?
I'm a signature when I find it. I like stick
You
with
wear
it
the
for a
same
while.
scent.
Go
Yes.
through like phases of my life where I'm like, that was my signature scent, and then I kind of outgrow it.
Okay, yes. Oh, very much so. I mean, like CK1 in high school, and then
Yeah.
we went like,
Oh, Marc Jacobs Daisy.
yeah. It totally makes sense. And maybe this was the universe forcing me into like a different scent, but I'm having a hard time. But I did land, and I love this brand. I don't know if I can pronounce it right, but is it Meaghan Getz or Goats?
Oh yeah.
Do you know
I
this?
don't know, but I know
Okay,
the
but
brand.
I love the
Yeah,
brand
the
for
brand.
like candles, hand creams, like all kinds of stuff. But at Terra, they have their fragrance line too.
Mm.
So I'm giving this one a whirl. It's the closest I've gotten to something I enjoy.
What
I've
would you
also-
describe it? How would you describe
I
this?
feel like it is kind of. I feel like it has like lemongrassy or something.
So it's fresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
And not too floral.
That's
No.
like fresh linen.
I
Yeah.
can't do.
That's a summer scent. I love
Right?
that.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
You know what it smells like to me?
Hmm.
It's sort of like fresh cotton.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's very like
Clean. Yeah.
Clean,
But I mean a little
exactly.
bright, I think.
yep.
But I've been okay. So, but in my cart though, I've been kind of influenced by Bella Hadid and her Orbella line. I think we call it Orbella.
Oh, I don't know.
Have you,
about
she
this.
she created
We
a
don't know
fragrance
about
line.
this.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, she created this fragrance line, and I think it's all natural, and it's got like it's infused with essential oils. I think it's probably like charged by the moon and all this other stuff, you know. Yeah, there's definitely moon rots in there. But I am really curious about it. I don't know. I don't
Can
know
you
why
get
I
a
feel
sample?
very drawn.
Do
That's
they
a
do
good idea.
samples?
Is
I don't
it
think
is it
so.
an investment? Is it like a
No, I think I could
$200?
just do it. But you know, I feel like fragrance shopping.
Yeah,
How
you're
do you
like,
do
you
it without
like
smelling
it.
it?
yeah.
But she has 4 different products, and I feel like I'm just gonna get one and just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and have it sent. I don't know why. I feel called to trying this
Oh,
out.
you've got to try it
I'm gonna
and
try
let us
it.
know.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm on a hunt, but this is gonna be my summer scent, I
That's a
think.
good one.
It's a good summer for sure. Yeah.
But I do feel like a little unlike myself without the scent that I've been wearing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important, you know. Then I have to have my husband test it. I'm like, "What do you think?" Because he has to smell me. You know, I want him to be, you know, I want him to like it.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
don't want to be like, "Ooh." So we've been on a journey.
Yeah.
With our
well,
scent.
you have to. It's a very personal thing.
You'll have
It
to
is.
report back.
Yeah.
what
I'm
you-
going to.
what you end
On our
up
next
with.
get
Yes.
together
Yeah.
at our book club.
At our book
At our book club.
We will swap fragrances and books. It's great.
That's right.
Well, actually, I was going to mention a fragrance, so I'm so glad that you did. I didn't bring the bottle here with me, but have you heard of Xenu?
No.
So this March, we did our first trip to Mexico City, and it was awesome. Have you guys been?
No,
It's on my
I'm
bucket
dying.
It is a bucket
Yeah.
list thing, and it's fantastic. Like, it's really fun,
I bet.
and it's all the things you want in a city. Like, it's got culture and food and fashion and excitement and architecture, and it's just like it's alive. It's great.
Yeah.
And there's this brand, and I don't know if they're out of Mexico City, but they have a couple of stores in a couple of the different neighborhoods, and one of them is sort of like this open air wooden structure that you kind of go between. It has these different stalls of the different fragrances as you
Ooh.
walk around. And it has these different ways that you can smell it, like if it's on cloth or if it's in one of those, what is it called? Like a glass thing that you pick up and you
Yeah.
can
Oh
like
yeah,
get the scent.
like a cloche kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah. So you can kind of like get a sense of how it is over time. And I have been on the hunt for a new fragrance, and there was one. I think it's called Orange Blossom. It's kind of like a neroli.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like partial to that. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
usually skew that way. I haven't had a fragrance in a really long time because we're kind of like a chemically sensitive home, and so we are fragrance free everything. And so she originally, the lady who was working there, sprayed it on a card for me. And she actually sprayed it on a bag because we bought like some candles and stuff. And so she sprayed it on a bag, and then it like stuck on the bag for a few days. And I just like, the more I smelled it,
Yeah,
the more I
you
liked
loved
it. But
Yeah.
it also went away, which is a good sign because it
Mhm.
means it's not so chemical.
Totally.
And so my husband and I were like, oh, this brand might be like our brand because it's actually like not so accosting, and then it actually fades.
Yeah.
So I did. I was like thinking about it, and then I ordered it. And you can get it in the States, and you can get it in Mexico. And they have a few different, scents, but the orange blossom is like
That's it.
my new signature scent, and I'm really loving it.
What's the name of it again? This company?
Xinu. So it's
Xinu.
Xinu.
Okay.
Anything else in the fashion, beauty, home space that you're lusting
I mean,
after?
so many things all the time. But
Yeah.
but I did just do this pop-up swap, and
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah.
Congrats
got some
again.
great things. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Is that going to happen again soon?
We'll do it. I'm gonna do it once a year, not
Okay.
twice a year anymore.
But maybe
Good for you.
just tell us about it so that people who
Yes.
haven't heard about it will know and put it on their calendar.
So I had this idea to do a pop-up swap with clothing from me and my friends that were a little bit more elevated pieces, things you don't necessarily want to take to the browse and buy. I'm very sentimental about my clothing, and for some reason I can't forget how much I spent on something. So if I have something that was very lightly worn, it's hard for me to just give it away. I want to know where it's going. So anyways, I texted about 50 women in Jackson, contacted stores if they had inventory they couldn't sell, and we put together a pop-up swap, and all the donations went to a local nonprofit. So we've raised over $35,000.
It's so
That's
big.
amazing.
It's huge.
And it's gotten bigger and bigger. This is the third one that we've done. And so we're going to do it annually, not twice a year. And
So will it be a springtime thing, do you think?
yeah, I think so. Because that's kind of, we work with the Browse and Buy. And most people drop things off
I bet.
in the spring.
Yeah.
That's when they're really spring clean.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this time was only summer, but and I did one in the fall that was only winter, but I think I'm going to combine the two because so many people asked, like, are you taking winter stuff?
Oh, okay.
And then everything that was left over, we sent to the Wind River Reservation. There's a program there for girls for prom dresses and just nice dresses. And so we, it was a lot of blouses and dresses and skirts. And so we
nice.
sent that all to them, and they were very, very excited about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
So it was
good
really
work.
fun. So that being said, I got a lot of stuff because I'm, when
You're shopping it.
the ringleader of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
circus,
you
get,
first dibs.
you get first dibs.
That's right.
So I feel like I got some pieces.
What did you get? What's a standout piece? that
I
you-
got an Hermes bag, which I brought.
Oh my.
Yeah. Should I get it? Can you grab it? And the woman said she bought it. It smells so good. And
Come on.
She just was like,
She is a beaut.
Wow.
she's
she
like,
is
I
a
never
beaut.
wore it.
Wow, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It looks amazing.
So
There are some chic ladies here in
there
Jackson
are.
Hole.
So I recommend that
A lot of treasures.
people come, and we had this year we did a night before shopping event, so people could pay to go and kind of get first dibs. And
That's a
that
great
was
idea.
really fun.
Yeah.
So we'll do it again
Oh,
next year.
that's super
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So it's not so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to be in town for it next
Yeah,
time.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like timing it with stuff. Is just hard, but,
Well, thank you
yeah.
for doing that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's really fun. A lot of work, but really fun.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to help next year, I'm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
That would be good.
we'll have
Yeah.
it linked. So if
Yeah.
anyone is resonating with this, they can
Yeah.
reach out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Love it. Well, my fashion, I guess, lust this year is a shoe. I feel like when I got these, I did get what I wanted. But these are an investment. These are the Valentinos. I really wanted, we were talking about the block heel. You can use it and so easily this summer. A sandal like that. So St. Agni, have you guys heard of this brand? It's an Australian brand. They do sort of like a mule shape where it's almost like a little wedge, and they do it in white and black, and it's strappy, and price point wise, like it's a better, more approachable
Yeah.
summer sandal. So those have been on my little list for the summer. And then the only other thing that I was going to mention, and I guess it's just like maybe goes into the wellness and home, is it's not new, but this book I got, it's a cookbook by Amy Chaplin, At Home in the Whole Food Kitchen. I have to say, it's so interesting. It's less about the recipes, but the first literally third of the book is just about how to prepare your foods and
Yeah, cool.
how to stock your pantry, how to cook beans, how to use seeds and nuts, and just like things that unless someone taught you sometime, like you don't really know.
Yeah.
And so I actually am finding that I'm really loving, and like seaweeds, how to use seaweeds when you're cooking, because like the minerals are so good in them. It's a little bit like my husband and I are a bit macrobiotic, and so it does sort of nod in that direction, which I like because it's seasonal and it brings everything in. But yeah, this has been kind of like my little Bible lately as I get more into cooking, especially like moving into summer and shopping the farmers markets. Like you kind of get revived. So
I love that, because I feel like when I see recipes that like if you need to prep beforehand and I haven't, then I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to do it. Yeah. So learning to like soak cashews.
Yes,
or whatever
exactly.
You like to do
exactly.
Then I probably
soak your beans overnight. Like it does take a little bit more planning, but especially with my son, and I don't know if you feel this way with your children, but it just feels like such a responsibility to help him get the nutrients. And if you're just always kind of trying to catch up and do dinner last minute, I feel like you fall into just eating processed foods, and I don't want to do that for him. So this is really helping me feel inspired and also like showing me how. So
Totally.
It's been
Does it share with us how we keep our berries fresh and lasting longer?
Right? No, I don't know.
I actually saw on Instagram, if you take a mason jar, this is for strawberries.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wash them, mason jar, and you put a little sheet of a paper towel in there, and you put the cap on, and we tested them at home. And the ones in the mason jar lasted like a week and a half longer than if you just leave them in the case.
Mason jar with a little
paper towel. But is it wet?
Yeah.
Is the paper towel wet?
No.
Okay.
But I washed the strawberries, dried them, and then put it in there.
Okay.
I'm going to try this.
Yes, gotta try it.
I literally got home
It's the worst. You buy
yesterday with the whole
the
foods.
next day.
And then I opened
I
them
don't
up.
want to put them in the fridge because I don't want to ruin them.
I opened them up for her. She's lunch today and was like,
never mind.
yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for
having
the
us.
super
This
fun
was super
chat
fun.
It's
and
great.
the
It's
book
awesome.
club. We will have everything
Yes.
linked below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up and do hit the subscribe button to show your support. Until next time, have a beautiful day. We'll see you later.